New York session 2, excuse me for a couple of minutes of delay, and also excuse me for the Eastern Standard Daylight settings not effectively implemented, but I think it should be done anytime. Only one session is being delayed. It's about 3 minutes past 10:30 a.m. Eastern now. Let's get started off. Things are not really settling down in terms of the corrective decline that we have been looking for in euro, but I think it's just a matter of time because that resistance is being taken out clearly now. As we speak, prices have already tested the previous resistance, and they should be underway anytime to towards that wave 4 minute degree, somewhere around the 1.070020 mark. All right, and looking at the hourly chart, let's go back. Yeah, you can see uh, basically what it is doing is either 5 waves are complete, or maybe wave 3 is just completing now, or it's just going to take some more time. If that is wave 4 of 3, we'll have wave 5 of 3 coming through. All right, so just wait a bit for one more wave. Actually, looks like wave 1, wave 2, and then 1, 2, 3, expanded flat wave 4 and 5, and possibly again 4 and 5. So maybe two shallow highs are left, and I think we should be good after that. But it's advisable to take some profits off the desk. Remember, today Tokyo Sydney overlap, we were around about 830, and in the London Times as well, I was humbly requesting to take some profits of to take that profits of the long position if you are taken around 830-40 zone, because because of two reasons. One, we have that minute wave 3 Fibonacci ratio also pointing to a completion. This is what there you see. At 72 it is completing, and the second reason is there is a bit of not a bit of actually, but a strong bearish divergence on the other side. So with these two reasons, I think it's a good idea to take some profits of the desk, or recommended around the Tokyo Sydney overlap, as well as if you are holding multiple positions on the long side, then taking some profits is advisable. We are not recommending short positions. Please kindly do not initiate short positions. We'll be going against the trend, and we don't want to do that. But obviously, there is a pullback which is now quite a bit overdue, and for those who are still waiting on the sidelines, 750, between 700 and 750, that's the precise region where we would be looking to go long again. All right, and this is where precisely we would like to go long again. That's the zone, and it makes a lot of sense as well to that's a 38.2% touch of potential wave 4 minute degree, and thereafter maybe we'll have one more run through the left to the rest of the March series, possibly towards 1.11. That would complete an entire wave on the north side, and it would be it would be interesting to notice if it is going to be anywhere near to 1.1275, or just around the 1100, 1150 mark. All right. So the wait continues, I think maybe for another 2 days or so, where we are expecting prices to drop 200 points from here, maybe 150 points from here lower. All right. Okay, regarding the stop loss, that is wave two of the lower degree. All right. So we can rely uh, on the stop loss below that wave two mark. Ideally, prices should not drop below the second wave. And we are right now developing, or we are right now unfolding wave three, possibly at a minute degree. So it's good to maintain your stop losses below 369, or precisely about 350. All right. Okay, so that is the story going in the Euro USD as we move into the New York session. Let's let's pick up the story in the dollar index. That would also be producing, dollar index would also be producing a shallow low. In fact, it's not dropped as much as what euro has risen. The reason being, it has already taken that support out. And believe it or not, if you can understand the game of support and resistance, only understand the game of support and resistance, then it is good to believe that it's good to also remember that once a major support or resistance is taken out, uh, bears or bulls would be wanting to take a break. So they would ideally want to pull back. So one of the reason is the support being taken out. The second reason is the Fibonacci extension being met. There is the Fibonacci extension. I think it's not exactly meeting. We've got limit orders lower as well, 10101. I think it's not exactly matching up with what euro is doing, and that is also a bit of diverging scenario, let me tell you. And if euro has risen so much and dollar is not dropping, it also calls for a diverging scenario where prices can turn opposite side, opposite direction for a while. All right. The third one is the RSI, bullish divergence seen in the RSI. That's common between euro and the dollar index as well. So if you've taken short positions around the Tokyo Sydney today, I think that could be fetching at least 50, 60 points. And take that intraday profits and sit on the sidelines, please. And possibly the next entry could be seen around 104.90, 105 level. All right. So that's the story in the dollar index. But before we move into pound, the stop loss recommended in the dollar index is 107.60 or 107.70. Right. So that's precisely what we would like to enter, and the next entry on the short side should be close to 105. So let's wait for a while and then plan for a re-entry. All right. So the story in the dollar index, and now let's pick up pound. I think it's just a matter of time before pound would also pick up on the south side for a pullback, and it's hovering around the sideways action. Right now, it's testing the highs, recent swing highs. So it's just a matter of time before it pulls back or begins to pull back lower. Now, trading point of view, okay, but before that, we'll have a wave structure. We've adjusted the wave to be minute wave 1, 2, and minute wave 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 being carved out. I don't think we are technically incorrect. Wave 3 doesn't look like the shortest, and wave 4 does not enter the territory of wave 1, so it does fall into a category of an impulse. And if that is done correctly, I think minute wave 3 is just completing. There you go, 1.61. So this is one thing. One minute wave 1 is completing, and minute wave 3 is completing, and also a diverging scenario. Quite a bit of divergence around here. But to tell you what, I mean, pound has been an absolutely shallow candidate. So we are not really pretty sure that how much retracement pound would want to give us, but we would not recommend going long anytime soon or near about prices. It's around already very close to the first 1.27 Fibonacci extension. Okay, please allow a decline towards 27 mid 2700s at least, and maybe another 500 points of rally can be then looked after. All right, if we do the channeling, I don't know if it matches that as well. Okay, the channeling is coming a bit lower towards 2600. That's exactly the 38.2% as well. Okay, the only criteria is we need to see prices stay above 25.16 to maintain the impulse wave structure. Right, and let's also check a different point of view. If this is wave 3 being completed, then we'll have to take that into account as well. It looks like possibly that wave 3 is completing on a lower degree. So we do take a channeling here. And the channeling comes across the 2700 mark. Let's keep this channel as it is, and let's see how the price action is reacting lower. Right, that is pound, and gold. Gold has rallied through the 2920s. And before we go into the detailed wave analysis, let me tell you the fact that gold is moving into minor wave 5 higher, and it is projected to target 3200 mark. Just a second, I need to provide power. Okay, so gold is projected to target where is the minor wave 5 gone? Let me go back on the daily chart. Okay, here it is. So we are looking for minor wave 5, and possibly minor wave 5 is targeting a potential target for wave 5 should be, I think it's going to be much higher than 32 or 3100, because we've cut short the projection of wave 4. Remember, we're now counting wave 4 have ended around the 2537 mark, and possibly wave 5 is going towards 3300 mark. So a turnaround from 2800 is what we are looking for, and then we would carry on towards the 3300 zone. Alright, looking at the hourly chart, I think if it's trying to produce another high, this structure is looking a potential impulse in the making. So if it wants to produce another high, maybe we are going to retest 2930 zone once again, revisit 2930 zone once again, and that would complete the corrective wave in the sense that we've got an A, B, and C. All right, and then possibly this decline could come handy unless it is carving a diagonal structure, which is again a five-wave structure, but each wave is subdivided into three waves. So unless it is carving a diagonal structure, I think we are good to be prepared for one more high towards the 2930 zone, and then we think about going short again. All right, so let's maintain our short positions. I think we entered shorts again around the 2910 London times, and possibly uh, we are also scheduled, or not scheduled actually, but if we are not going short right now, we have already sold 2910, so it's okay. But if you have not sold, maybe you can sell it partial now and remaining around the 2930 zone. All right, so that could come even more handy, because the risk will be 2960, it would still reduce. All right, that's the story in gold. And if we go by the coins, I think we will wait for one more session. Not one more session, actually, we are going to wait, or we should be waiting for the entire corrective rally to complete. And that's the first wave, and possibly wave two as well. So, okay, we are not going to issue a buy call in the portal. It's an aggressive setup though, but just in case if you are inclined to do so, then you can go ahead with a stop around a 76, or just below that 76 mark, possibly 75, because that looks like an impulse followed by a corrective wave lower. All right, so if you are determined to take an aggressive call, brothers, then this would be the one. I think it's also testing the 61.8% right there. I tell you what, it is 79,500. We keep a stop around 76,500, and the target potential could be 85 and 90. So that's not a bad deal at all. I think we can take a small risk right after the session of going on the long side in Bitcoin with about 3,000 points of risk and 20,000 points in reward. All right, so let me do one thing. Let me push it through the session here. All right, so Solana we would stay aside, and the indices we will look aside when we come back in the uh, Sydney Tokyo overlap. So let's bring the current one to a pause, and we'll be back in a few hours to continue the story where we are leaving right now. And right after the session, I'm going to push Bitcoin longs with a potential target of 90,500 and 85,500. All right. So until the next one, as always, please do take care and God bless, brothers. Goodbye.